The baton to you. Start recording.
Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. And we're going to kick this off, as always, with DXY. You guys can see my screen, right? Just give me a little yes in chat. If so, you should be able to, but it's always good to verify with you guys.
Yes. Yeah, I can see. I can see your screen.
Okay. All right, cool. And I can see we are
Yeah, he's got it.
recording. Perfect. Cool. Guys, thank you. Julie, Sene, thank you. All right, guys. So we're going to get started here. Start with DXY every time. And we do this because this is what you're looking at now. DXY is the US dollar index. So it essentially just shows you the strength of the dollar, which makes up for 80% of all trade and greatly influences a lot of these major pairs like AUD USD, USD JPYs, and even sometimes some crosses. You'll see some fluctuations based on what DXY does. Because again, it makes up for 80% of all trade. So it is considered the reserve currency of the world. It's always good to kind of pop in, see what's going on this lower time frame and daily 4-hour, just get an overall idea of what's happening and where it could be going. So we always start off with analysis on that. Let's go to the daily time frame, and I want to show you guys why we are now in a bullish trend. Right, so we were bullish for a while, a bearish trend rather. We were bullish for a while, very, very strong, good dollar strength, higher highs, higher lows, good movement all the way up until this weekly zone. This actually whipsaw here was Corona. And then after the fact, this huge bearish leg is is again after Corona, right? So as the market started pricing things in, as the fundamentals started to settle, we realized the dollar is not in a good spot. The U.S. economy is not really in a great spot, which kind of led to this fall off and actual break of this monthly zone. So now we are below that monthly zone. This is a daily transition, as we call it, and that changed our overall sentiment from bullish to bearish. And now we're looking for further bearish movement. And we're pretty much just analyzing now in the 4-hour, kind of figuring out where it's going to go, when it's going to move, and what our options are essentially. So I have gone ahead and analyzed this on the 4-hour. I just put this out for you guys. So we are below the monthly zone here. The analysis includes that this is ranging. Price action is ranging below this zone, but it's not yet formed structure. So right where this 38.2% fib level is, right where this 200 EMA is where structure would form if price action pulled back and hit it. Ideally, that's what we want to see. We want to see that this is a nice, healthy trend, that it is forming structure, and that it is continuing after that structure formation. So ideally, we want to see this pullback, 38.2 hit, body closure below, and then a lower time frame transition back below this range, and then we want to enter on, enter on other pairs after we see this transition confirmed by a lower high right here, right below this zone, lower high, and then we're dropping. The dollar's dropping then. Okay, so that's option one. Option two is, we get a lower high right now, and momentum just pushes price action lower outside this range. And then again, we're going to apply the same concept, look for a lower high below this range, and then we're, short on the dollar again. Okay. So that's what we're looking for, kind of waiting for this to, make it to move, play out a little more. And then we'll see. We'll get a better idea of what's going to happen with DXY. But for us to consider, a change in sentiment back to the bulls, we really need to see a break of this monthly zone, break and retest confirmed by a higher low, right? We want to get above 95 flat. So a break, retest, confirmed higher low, then our sentiment can then change back to bullish, okay? But as long as we remain below this monthly zone, we are very much bearish, and that's what we're looking for this week. Pretty much just more bearish movement on DXY, okay? So with that said, let's go ahead and move on to our next pair, AUD USD. This fits the sentiment pretty directly with DXY. If DXY continues downward, we will see some upwards movement on AUD USD. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to the daily time frame. Very similar, like we just talked about. There was a major transition. Overall sentiment was very bearish. Then we got a daily transition here as we broke above this monthly, which is where this prior lower high was. Right, we broke through it. That is the first tell at a major change in trend. Let me just turn on Do Not Disturb for a second.
Yep.
There we go. No interruptions. Perfect. Okay, so that is what pretty much deems this a change of trend. Break of this huge level, and then it retested. So now we can go to the 4-hour and look for long opportunities because we are now bullish, right? So we know the 4-hour trend is super bullish, right? It had the momentum. It pushed above this monthly. So now we're right here at this piece of price action, looking for, again, long opportunities. So let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit, kind of expand this, get a clear look at what's happening, okay? That is not what I meant to grab. All right, so here we are. Here's that break above the monthly. And now we have this kind of wide ascending channel, right? We're getting higher highs, we're getting higher lows, but there's a lot of volume here. It's pretty wide as far as pattern or channel goes, but still very much bullish. We are currently testing where our prior higher low was, right at 0.714, right? So it did make this little lower time frame transition to the downside. This is like a 1 hour bearish transition, how it broke the support, came down, retested, and pushed lower again. But on this time frame, it's just testing a higher low. So we are still very much bullish. Ideally, we want to see across the MAs a little break above this 0.719 area, which is a lower time frame resistance zone. We really want to see a break above that, and then a higher low right above that zone. That would then be a perfect entry. Stop loss below it, below the higher low, and then we're going to target higher towards key fib levels and resistance. So around the negative 27, right about 0.7355, somewhere around there. A good ways away. I'll give you guys a quick markup at what this could look like. Right, stop loss below the higher low. Very, very good risk reward. I mean, this is 5.5 to 1 right now, risking about 25, 30 pips to get at 150. So this could be a very, very great trade, guys. Literally, all we need is a break and retest, confirmed lower, higher low with some bullish setups, and then we're in. All right, so that's what we're looking for. So this could happen, right? Pop above, but if it does start to break more support levels, we're going to hold off. If price action gets in between this area, between 0.71 and 0.705, between this monthly, we're going to kind of wait on it because we want to see a break back above or break to the downside to get a better idea of where this pair is going on this time frame. So again, if we want to see some short opportunities, we want to see a break of 0.705, confirm lower high below, and then we'll change our sentiment and start looking for those shorts. But until that happens, very much bullish. And I'm actually feeling very confident about this week. This would be really nice if we could see this play out sometime tomorrow, midday or afternoon even. So we'll wait on it. We'll keep you guys posted. Those of you who are in the group and premium analysis, we'll post this in the Discord for you guys as we get closer to execution. All right. 100% nice. Thank you, Devontae. Appreciate that. So guys, that's AU. Let's move on to the next one, AJ. Another fun pair, right? Very similar to AU, but first we want to go to the daily time frame. Let's zoom out a little bit. This is still very much bearish, right? Very, very much bearish. Here's the last lower high before it pushed down from Corona news. So this monthly zone is well established, very strong resistance level. We saw a huge rally into that zone, then swift rejection, and now we've been kind of getting this, choppy trend. Not huge volume, but it's still an uptrend, pushing back into this monthly. So it's not a daily transition. So the overall trend is still very much bearish. If it had broken this monthly, then we would clearly say the daily trend is now bullish. But it hasn't happened yet. So let's go to the 4 hour and see what's going on. Right. Okay. So we see a giant ascending triangle here, right? Key resistance again, right at our monthly at 76 flat. Let's go and get rid of that. We don't need that. So 76 flat, this whole zone, this is that monthly zone, right? And we're getting some consolidation, a lot of choppy movement up in this area. So the sellers are still there. There's a fight happening. We're getting some ranging. We're getting some chop up here, push back down, ranging again. So there's a fight happening. So we really need to wait and see what's going to happen. And this is actually the good thing about playing ranges is that it's very easy to see when the range is broken. We're literally looking for a break and retest on either side. So the bullish option first, because we're bullish first. The overall sentiment, the overall trend is bullish. So we're looking for longs first and foremost, especially as we remain above the 75.6 level, which is right where our last higher low was. So we're still bullish. Ideally, we want to see a break and retest of this lower time frame zone, this zone right here at 76.3, and then also obviously above this monthly zone as well to even, for further confirmation. So something like this is what we really want to see. Some sort of confirmed higher low above this zone, above this monthly, something that's going to show us, it's going to give us conviction, give us confidence that this is going to continue higher, right? We really need to see a break and, continuation upward. Until that happens, we're going to wait. As long as it's between this range, we're just going to wait on it. I'm actually going to draw this zone in for you guys. This little label right here, 76.3. All right. So as long as we're between this range, we're going to wait. If it goes above 76.3, we're looking for those longs. If it drops below 75.6, we're looking for those shorts only after a confirmed lower high. Okay, so that means a break and retest and then some bearish setups. Then we can target lower. either way, it's going to be a great trade setup. Plenty of pips to the downside, plenty of pips to the upside, good risk rewards all around. But we got to wait on this. I think personally that it's going to break to the upside, but we'll see. That's just, me favoring the overall trend, because I always like riding the overall trend, especially on 4-hour daily. Always in favor. Okay, and there's 200 EMAs here as well, so be aware of that, guys. Okay, a lot of potential for a swift move. Again, early tomorrow, midday tomorrow, we'll see. So that's AJ. Let's go ahead and move on to UJ. Another fun one. This one is actually really setting up nice right now. So let's go ahead and zoom out. Overall, daily time frame, super bearish, giant descending triangle. See this? Lots of lower highs, key support being right here at 106 flat. Okay. So that being said, let's zoom in a little more. Has it broken? It did break this monthly. So it has broken it before, came back, tested a deep fib level, formed a lower high, pulled back through the MAs, and then came right back through. Nice bearish variation, pushing back below this monthly. So this is a good sign. This is showing that this zone has actually been broken, and we may have a real large short opportunity, coming up soon. So let's go ahead and drop to the 4-hour and see what's going on. More current price action. All right, so this head and shoulders that we talked about last week is still developing. This would be the left shoulder. This would be the head. This would be the right shoulder. This was that pullback to the 88.6 we just talked about on the daily time frame. Okay, so now we're back below the monthly. Nice MA pullback. Came back through, and now we're kind of consolidating a little bit here. So this is a good sign. Still lower high where we're at. All that we really need to see right now is some sort of bearish variation below this minor level at 105.5. I'm honestly going to enter if I see, a strong bearish variation through this zone, maybe a lower time frame retest, another lower high, and I'm short on this. Definitely short, targeting lower towards major support, -27 fib level, and potentially lower towards the weekly. But guys, this is going to be a pretty crazy move. Just for a rule of thumb, head and shoulders is usually you target the height of the pattern. In this case, it's about 180. So if we do get break of the neckline, 180 would find us at our weekly, thereabout, in that target zone between the -27 and the weekly. So that's perfect. It lines up well. We're really just waiting for confirmations at this point. Guys, this is probably going to be, I'm calling it now. I'm going to do it. Best trade of the week. If this executes, I think this thing has some real potential to move, especially if DXY starts to move as well. These two line up pretty well. They're pretty heavily correlated. So, yeah, guys, we should be excited for this one. We'll see what happens, and we'll see how this week goes. Okay, but for us to consider long opportunities, I really want to play this one conservative because of how deep this pulls back. So it can honestly pull back all the way to the 88.6 and still remain bearish. So for us to consider long opportunities, I want to see a break of 107.4 confirmed by some higher lows. Okay, and then we could start considering long opportunities targeting higher into key resistance levels. But personally, I don't think that's going to happen. I think the dollar is in for another drop. So we'll see what happens. Nice head and shoulders pattern, pretty textbook. But yeah, we'll post this one as it develops and gets closer to execution. All right, so that's UJ. Let's keep going. I got two more for you, EJ and gold. EJ is looking really nice. Been waiting on this one for a minute. We've honestly just been hanging out on the daily time frame, waiting for something to happen because it's been so overextended on this daily time frame. We really wanted to wait for structure to form because, again, guys, it's so overextended. EJ moves so much, lots and lots of volume. It just didn't make sense from a risk management, point of view to enter on just price action. We really wanted to see structure. So let's zoom out for a second. This was bearish, very, very strong bearish channel. And we did see a transition on this time frame from bearish trend to bullish trend as this happened. As this zone 121.25, this weekly zone was broken, retested and confirmed through a higher low, and then continued higher. That's the transition. So now we are considered bullish after we, broke, retested, and continued up. Pretty much in here was that confirmation for this daily transition. So that's good. Very much bullish. We did reach our monthly zone, kind of rocketed right into it, and now it's pulling back through the MAs. We're getting damn close to the 38.2 fib level, which is also right where our 124 support is. Major support level, nice psychological level. This is what we want to see. Honestly, this is looking really good. So let's go ahead and drop to a 4-hour. Get a closer look at price action. Zoom out a little bit here. Let me expand this. All right, Cool. So very strong trend here, as you guys can see on the 4-hour. Here was that touch of the monthly, and then here's the pullback. So I really want to see it come down to 120, 124, even, wick the 38.2, body closer to 38.2, whatever. Just some sort of consolidation down here. Give these MAs a chance to come up, catch up, and then give us a transition. And by transition, lower time frame transition, I mean a nice break and retest of a lower high. Okay, so then as we see that, as we confirm this higher low, as we confirm this higher low for this overall trend and structured formation, we can then look for entries once we see that transition. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. It's going to take some time, I still think, because we need to see this consolidation. If volume picks up now, it's going to really throw off the risk to reward and, kind of make this a crappy trade. But, ideally, some consolidation, nice little transition, enter on some bullish setups. Then we're targeting higher. Just riding the trend on this one, guys. But at least it's pulling back. We can get off that damn daily time frame and start looking at price action on this 4-hour. All right, so it's looking good. As it plays out, again, keep you guys updated. But yeah, it's EJ. So let's move on to gold. This one's looking pretty good too. Let's go to the daily time frame. Show you guys how bullish this thing is. Super, super bullish. Tons of volume at recent price action. Huge volume. It did pull back. It wicked the 50%, but didn't close. Like body closure is somewhere in between 38.2 and 50%. Let's go to the 4-hour. I'll show you. Okay, so this one, again, we weren't looking for any entries on this as it was rallying because, again, it throws off the risk reward. The risk management's just not there. And, of course, we always want to see structure form. So here was that pullback. It formed structure here. It actually blew through the 38.2, went straight to the 50, hit 200 EMA, then pulled back. Gave us a nice little transition here, broke to the MAs, gave us a little higher low, pushed higher, but it wasn't enough. So now it's kind of just consolidating again right at the 38.2. From here, you could pretty much enter if you see some, strong bullish setups or some bullish variations here. You could just take an entry on that. So a nice little break and retest, lower time frame, higher low. Something like we saw over here, you could enter on and then, just ride it up. Use a good risk reward, use a trailing stop, just, be aware of what, price action's doing, essentially. Don't just blindly take a long off the 38.2. Wait for the right confirmations. So this would be the more aggressive trade if you just entered on, something here, some bullish setups. And then the more conservative entry would be waiting for a pullback if it comes to the 61.8 and then enter on a transition there. And then you'll have a much better risk to reward targeting back towards the new highs and negative 27 fib level. But, we're going to have to wait. We're going to have to see what happens. I don't like this consolidation, but, it's definitely gearing up to make a move. And again, guys, this is super correlated to DXY. So, if DXY starts to fall off, you should see some bullish volume kick in on gold. Okay. But, we got to wait. Yeah, we'll see what happens. And I'll be posting all of these in Discord for you guys as they get closer. But quick recap, went over DXY, AUD USD, AUD JPY, USD JPY, Euro JPY, and gold. A lot of JPY pairs, guys. But yeah, biggest prospect for me, probably UJ, and maybe AJ is close second. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on those. This one's actually further away. I'm going to adjust that. Make this one more immediate. Okay, so and that's about it, guys. So
Cool.
thanks for letting me do this analysis for you guys. I'm going to pass this off to Angelo. He's going to cover some majors.
Cool. So yeah, that was good. That was good. I'm gonna share up. Boom. So UJ is your top pick for the week.
That's it. Calling it now.
Wow.
You heard it here first.
Amazing. It's amazing. We'll see if it plays out. All right, I'm gonna start off with NU. So as always, we're gonna start off on the weekly time frame. We are in a downtrend right here, forming lower lows, lower high, lower low. We pulled back here. Now we're getting some rejection of this area. We've got a supply zone, a trend line, but we're right at the moving averages right now. So let's go down to the 4-hour. So just want to break down what's going on this time frame. So on the 4-hour, clearly forming lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high. Now we're testing very significant resistance or support, now resistance area on the 4-hour time frame. So, this thing overall is still looking very bearish. It's got all the way down to the 1 hour. 1 hour just broke some support. Now we're pulling back. Could this be the lower high? Really looking for this area to be held right now as resistance before considering getting into any sort of entries or anything like that. But we're maintaining this trade right now. This is one trade that we got out. Let's go over to UCAD once again. Let's start all the way up. Let's start all the way up on the monthly. So monthly time frame, overall we were just in this bullish push to the upside. Now we're pulling back. We're just below this weekly level right now. Moving averages still blue over red right now. So as I go down to the weekly, on the weekly we could see overall, we are bullish, but we've been bearish, just pushing for consecutive weeks now. We're at the 200-day last line of defense, but I think that this thing could push a little bit lower as we go down to the daily. Daily overall still very bearish, red over blue all the way. And we've got the 4-hour, 4-hour time frame, forming lower lows, lower highs. Until this level right now is broken, this supply zone, until this level is broken, we are looking for sells. So we'd have to really pop all the way above this level. This is the weekly level as well. So we really need to break this level and then head higher. But right now we're looking to just maintain this level of resistance. We could be forming a lower high right now as I bump down to the 1 hour. Right now, to be conservative, I want this level to break at least of support and even down all the way to the 30-minute. This is an important level right now. So sitting on the 1 hour, I need this level to break before getting into any short opportunities. This is definitely some structure that's forming right now, which is exactly what we want to see. That's always what we're looking for. Is we're looking for, overall, what's the trend, and then lower time frame breaks of structure in the direction of the trend. So, right now we would definitely need to see a little bit of a break all the way down this 1 hour before getting into any shorts. So we'll keep you guys, updated on that one in the premium analysis section inside the Discord. Let's move on to Euro USD. So Euro USD all the way up on the weekly time frame. We're at the top of this big push. We're at this higher high, but we're finding some rejection now. Last week, large bearish candle, huge wick. Right here, a lot of exhaustion coming back. We could head a little bit lower, start to form maybe, another lower high. Coming down to the daily, we see we're at this high. Last week closed, below the moving averages. So the momentum is shifting. You got to see if this holds. And basically, this is what we're looking at. 4-hour time frame. We either need to find support at this level. This is the weekly support, weekly key level. This is also demand zone. Definitely level of support going on right here. 4-hour structure. We're either about to find support here and head higher, or break, and go lower. So this is definitely what we're looking right now. That's on the 4-hour time frame. Let's go now to USEF. USEF, let's just do some candlestick analysis up on the weekly time frame. So we're coming to this level of support right here, this monthly key level. We've got a lot of exhaustion, this doji, bearish candle, but then last week closed another doji. Now we're, showing signs of reversal. Showing signs of reversal right now, but we still need lower time frame structure to break. So going down to the daily, still very bearish, right now. Very bearish. And then down to the 4-hour. This is really where I'm looking at structure. We're either going to maintain shorts. Pretty much, but anything below this level is where I'm looking to continue shorting this market. And then anything above is when I'm gonna bump up time frames, see if it makes sense to start going long at the first opportunity, or if you want to wait, see if we form a lower high in that area. So on this daily, once we pop up, are we forming a daily lower high, or is this 4-hour about to head higher? I would probably wait for the break and retest on that one to see whether, it can find support in these areas. So that's Youssef looking to go short. And then we've got GU, weekly time frame, overall very bearish. Made this lower low, made this lower high, retest this low. Now we're back, retesting this high. Last week closed, a lot of exhaustion off the monthly. Down to the daily though, still bullish, but just trying to focus like on this area. Two daily bearish engulfings right there. Then down to the 4-hour time frame, 4-hour structure, made this high, higher low, made this high, higher low, made this new high, and now we're coming back, making this higher low right here. We're either going to break this level, retest, go short, or find support here and go long. Again, back on the daily, at this high in the daily 4-hour, could that turn into, this transition to head lower? That's also 1-hour support. So don't even need to be on the 1-hour, sitting on the 4-hour. Does this head lower? Really depends how the next few candles open up. Then let's see. We've got GJ. Let's bump up to the weekly time frame. So up on the weekly time frame, we've got lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Right here, we're getting a lot of bullish pressure. We're still just forming a lower high though. We're forming a lower high in the weekly, so we could find resistance anywhere. Right now, it's kind of a resistance level. Had support here, had resistance here. Down to the daily time frame, very bullish. Made this higher high, made this higher low, push to this new high. Could this pull back and head lower, or is this going to continue to push higher? I mean, we really don't like to short, so we see it on the 4-hour, and we're seeing it on the 4-hour break of support right here. That's also 1-hour break, and then so on and so on, 30-minute, So 4-hour time frame below is bearish. Daily time frame is bullish. Weekly time frame is bearish. I'm going with being bearish right now. So we'll see if we find some resistance right here so we can get in on a little short opportunity. So, some people had a question last week about if you're bullish on the daily time frame and bearish on the 4-hour, what do you do? And a lot of times I like to say, trust the higher time frames, guys. So the weekly time frame here is bearish in the sense that the trend here has been making, bearish structure. So as the 4-hour becomes bearish, it's a very high time frame, the 4-hour. It's very telling. Depending how, aggressively this breaks this level, which right here broke below, retested, formed another candle. We'll see how this one closes, but it's clearly breaking some structure right now for sure. So I think this is good. This is enough for me to start to consider to get in on that like weekly trend. 4-hour time frames break in. That's gonna turn into daily time frame and so on. So yeah, I mean we're looking GJ right now, looking for the retest before shorting this. Again, guys, all of our analysis posted in the Discord in the analysis tab. So you guys just come in here. We've got analysis on pretty much every major pair going into the week. Sunday nights we don't trade too much, but we're definitely getting ready, for the rest of the week, getting ready to start trading. So this is going to be higher time frames, what we're looking at on the higher time frames on this. During the week, in the premium analysis, we'll start to drop 1-hour, 30-minute, basically just when we're getting ready to enter, we'll drop our analysis. And then we've got the signals, that'll go out to you guys as well. So we're gonna we're gonna get started with that for the rest of the week. If you guys want to get in on the $7 premium analysis, it's just one-time fee, $7. So that gets you in the premium analysis section as well. And those are all the pairs that I want to cover for tonight. So majors we went over: NU, UCAD, Euro USD, USD CHF, and GU, and then the bonus pair GJ. And yeah, pretty much we're gonna get started for the week.
Yeah, guys, so get ready. Hopefully you guys will have a good week. Hopefully you guys got something out of this Sunday Market Blitz, as always. And yeah, enjoy. Have a good week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys.
Hell yeah. So we'll talk to you guys again on Tuesday. That's when we're going to be doing our next live trading session, Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. And, look out for more updates inside of the chat.
Thanks, guys. See you guys.
Peace.